We unhauled, we chatted, and now it's time to reorganize. Cheers, friends! There's nothing a good chai latte cannot cure. Greetings and salutations, my friends. I present to you sick today. I've been having a flare-up for the past couple of days, which has been preventing me from filming because it's been really rough. However, I woke up this morning feeling a lot better. Sinuses are a little bit clearer than they were for the past couple of days. And overall, I just feel the need to be productive and to tackle this current situation I have got behind me. You may or may not know that a couple of weeks ago, I did a massive unhaul here on my channel where I got rid of over 200 books. I went through every single one of my shelves per genre, per age group, and I realistically looked at every single one of my books on my shelves, and I asked myself the very important question of, will I actually read these, or are these just sitting there to look pretty and collect dust? And if the answer was, I'm not going to read this anytime soon, not in the next 6 months, not in the next year, or I've lost interest in something, I held it, I said goodbye to it, and then I let it go. And after unhauling so many books from my collection, this is what the shelves are currently looking like. There's obvious gappage on the shelves, there are empty shelves now, and overall, I haven't properly reorganized and changed my organizational system for my shelves in over 2 years now. Back when I moved in 2022, I found what I've been calling this entire time my perfect organizational system. I basically divided my books into age group and then into genres, and I really have loved that system for a couple of years now. I find it super useful to know where everything is, where to reach for if I'm looking for a certain title, and I'm just extremely familiar with my shelves at this point, and it's just looked good in my opinion. However, it's been a couple years since I figured out that system, and I feel like I have outgrown the system that I'm currently using. I have taken it upon myself to really challenge my reading and make sure that I am actually reading the books I own physically, if not unhauling them, so that maybe by the end of 2025, I can say that my entire physical collection is either read or close to being fully read. That said, I find that a lot of books, because of the system I have got right now, my unread books and my read books are all mixed up together. I find that they often get lost, and sometimes it's not really easy for me to see visibly, a little bit redundant, but stay with me. I can't visibly tell sometimes what is unread from what is read. So today I am hoping that I can figure out a better system for myself to kind of maybe separate my unread books from my read ones so that I can fully see what I need to get through and continue to realistically tell myself whether I am going to get to these books or not, and figure out further plans in order to get to all of them, again, maybe by the end of 2025. And because I've been at capacity for so long and I really don't have any other places to kind of put books in, I've just been using my shelves very practically as well, because there was around 820 something books in here, and after purging my collection as much as I did, and now seeing again some visible gappage, I feel like I could now not use my shelves so practically to the point where it's just barren, and now I can maybe put some decor around and really dress these up and make sure that it just looks cute. I feel myself walking to the office these days and just looking at the bookshelves and going, okay, it's shelves full of books, but they don't have any personality, they don't really have any life to them, and I'm not feeling as inspired as I could just by staring at my shelves. So part of today is going to be figuring out a new system for the organizational bit of it, but also putting on some decor on the shelves to again re-zhuzh them up and bring some life into them. I have gotten quite a bit of things. I think it's more than enough to put on the shelves, and I also have like other trinkets and bookish items from book boxes that I've kept stored because I didn't really find any place to put them, that I think I can fish out of my storage closet and then maybe figure out how to best fit them around the shelves. It may also take us more than just today, but I am definitely just looking forward to fixing up this situation and going from there. But before we get started with today's video, I do have to give a massive shout out to Happy and Polly for partnering with me today and giving the cats their new perfect play plays. In case you guys are not familiar with Happy and Polly, they specialize on all things cat accessories. So from cat towers to cat scratchers, all the way to cat litter accessories and food bowls and water fountains, anything and everything you may need for your cat's everyday and enrichment, Happy and Polly has got you covered. Recently, Happy and Polly sent sent over their Wonderland cat tree, and when I tell you that the cats immediately started scent marking this, playing on this, laying on here, and really just exploring everything that this cat tower had to offer, I am not even kidding. They love heights, and this specific cat tower is perfect. It is 57 inches tall, which really provides the perfect perch for cats for their vertical exploration as well as observation. The base itself is 1.2 inches thick, which means that it's really going to be stable and not move around a whole lot as the cats climb on it and play. And what I really love about this cat tower specifically is that all of his posts are made from jute, which is perfect for claw sharpening, but the texture itself is something that my cats personally really love. The amount of times I have seen Vin just rub on this thing just because I bet it feels good for scratches and also for the sharpening. It's honestly incredible to see the cats this happy. The climbing route is also amazing. It has different platforms and different heights to make for a really engaging climbing experience for the cats. And because of it too, it offers ample play space for both of my cats so that they can lounge, play, run, jump on different levels and surfaces in the cat tower, as well as just hide in the little hut at the bottom if they want to. So if you'd like to check Happy and Polly out and see your cats happy, certainly Vin and Sil are. I will be leaving a link at the top of the description so that you guys can go see everything that they've got to offer, and you can use my code MEL for 10% off side-wide. So don't say I didn't tell you, because they've got a bunch of cool stuff, and I myself am going to be stocking up on a lot of things that I see on their website. There's nothing that brings me more joy than buying the cats trinkets and things that I can add to their collection, so it's amazing. Today's companions are complete with a chai latte and some empanadas, and so I'm very excited about this. I feel like it's going to be a really good time reorganizing this whole thing. I actually need to bring over all of the decor to show you guys what I did get and the things that we do need to assemble. And what I am also thinking I'm going to do is just take everything off the shelves. I cannot remember the last time I gave these shelves like a thorough clean outside of the areas that I can like visibly clean, like, you know, the actual shelf remaining after the books are done. So I'm going to, I think, take everything off the shelves, and I need to be strategic about that too. So what I feel like I need to do is grab every single book from the shelves and divvy them up into different piles. 1, genre, 2, age group, 3, read, and 4, unread, so that I can separate read from unread and then from there create a system. I don't know what I want to do with series yet, so I feel like that's going to be one of the things that we'll figure out as the video goes on. I really don't know that I want to separate series because I do own, not a lot of them, but I do own some series that are not completely read, like The Witcher, like The Stormlight Archive, like Mistborn, like Magnolia Parks, which I don't know if I want to separate into read and unread on the shelves or if I just want to keep them together. So I feel like series may be the one thing that I don't fully separate, but we'll figure it out when we get there. Things I got to decorate the shelves are the following. Lego flowers. I love these. I've got the Lego orchids and I love how they look as decor. So I got some roses, got some sunflowers, also got some lotus flowers, and then last but not least got some cherry blossoms. So I think each kid brings exactly 2 of them. I think that's going to be really cute to kind of put around the shelves and again put some like flowers around. I think it's going to be cute. I don't know. Señores, pregúntenme si en mi vida yo he tejido algo. Ask me if I've ever crocheted anything. No, I have not. Did I get a crochet kit for little crochet friends? Yes, I did. These are all like cacti and different plants and stuff. I thought it was going to be super cute, so I got this. I'll put a picture right here of what this is supposed to look like. So I need to figure this out because I think it'll be adorable. It's got some hanging plants. It's got, again, some cacti. I think it's going to be really, really cute to also put around the shelves. So wish me luck. I've always denounced fairy lights on bookshelves. Guess who got some? I'm hoping this is enough. Fake plants as well. I really don't know what my plan is with this. I just got things that sounded good and we're gonna figure it out as we go. Got some little book platforms. I've been wanting to get some of these for such a long time to display some of my favorite books or books that I just think are really pretty and that would make great display pieces for the shelves. This brings 5. I am hoping that with 5 it'll be enough. A lot of command strips, okay? Because we need to hang things and I realistically don't know how many of these I'm gonna need, so I got 120. Juan seguro vivió muchos años, señores. A shit ton of batteries for the fairy lights because we need them. I got this vase. It's literally so cute. It's like an orange juice carton. I'm gonna show you this later. And then I got another 2 vases, which are also adorable. I'll also show you them later. Of course, my cats moved this around because they're fighting on the ground. What else did you expect? Anyways, let's start pulling everything out of the shelf and see how long that takes and how fast we can get it done, because don't want to spend too long just pulling books out. right, friends, these are all of my read books, which low-key seeing them on the ground is crazy. I have divided them into piles, obviously, of genre and age group. So over there at the back, we've got litfic, we've got romance, we've got middle grade, book of the month books, poetry and classics and nonfiction. We have got graphic novels, YA fiction, YA sci-fi fantasy. We've got adult sci-fi fantasy. So we have got a little system going. All of the read books are right here. And then this is what remains on the shelves. Honestly, not a whole lot. I thought it was going to be a lot worse than it actually is. So this is manageable. I think I can actually work with this and maybe even put all of the remaining books in a single like thick billy so that I can do all of my unread books in a single shelf and then fill all of the rest of the shelves with things that I've already read. So now I'm going to pull these out and I'm going to put them into this corner over here, and we're going to further separate the books into genre and age group, but this time we're going to do unread books. Power of the ring light is joining us because it has been raining all day long. The shelves are empty, friends. Everything is officially off them. It feels so weird. I feel like there's a little bit of echo just because there's nothing in here to see all of the books that I have read and also not read, but that I do own on the ground is honestly baffling, because obviously you see it on the shelves and it doesn't feel like it's excessive. It doesn't feel like it's too much. Like you can see the number and it does feel kind of wild, but I think to see it on the floor is something else altogether. There's virtually no walking space in the office. However, I feel pretty accomplished. I was also trying to figure out, I sat down for a second just contemplating my existence because what even is happening, and I just stared at everything and wondered it asked the universe where to freaking start. I could either start with the most obvious spots for me, which would be shelves for the books that I've already read, at least to get excited, because I'm starting to dread this task, honestly. I'm sure when I'm done, I'll be happy. I'll be looking at my shelves and be enamored and besotted with all of them. Right now, I'm feeling overstimulated. That's my truth. So maybe using a few of these book stands, I can start to figure out where exactly I want to utilize these so that I can start figuring out how to move around the space. What I do think I'm gonna do though, which to me makes sense, is use both of the furthest shelves as my TBR shelves. So nothing in this central area that you can see right now in the frame. So to give you a little bit of an overview of what I'm thinking of doing is, one, grabbing this shelf right here, which is the one that you can rarely see in videos. This one right here, which is the last shelf, as the main TBR shelf. And then if I do need any more space other than this, then going to the far left corner so that I can utilize this skinny billy as a TBR shelf. And then everything from here all the way to this skinny billy can just be books that I have read. Now, what I'm also thinking, debating, considering doing is grabbing most of these skinny billies as display pieces. And I say that primarily for series, books with sprayed edges, special editions, which I've got plenty of. I've never displayed sprayed edges ever. I don't think I've ever like turned around books and made that the display piece. However, there are quite a bit of special books that I've already read that I can definitely turn around. Like I don't mind it now. So maybe we could have a skinny billy, perhaps, full of really pretty sprayed edges. That could be a vibe. Maybe a shelf for Stormlight, a shelf for Magnolia Parks, a shelf for Elsie Silver, a shelf dedicated to my favorite manhwa and manga at the moment. I feel like maybe starting out with these things that are a little bit clearer in my head would perhaps give me more room to kind of play around, figure out where I want things to go, and from there start to figure out the rest. Now, I feel like the main issue here is gonna be that I can't reach things. So I'm gonna be literally doing this to grab the books. First thing I'm gonna grab is Magnolia Parks, just because it makes sense to me. And we'll start from there. Now the question is, where do I want Magnolia Parks? I feel like one of these skinny billies could be a vibe. Do I want it up here? I feel like that's cute, but also the books are definitely out of order. working on a romance shelf. I'm trying to figure out the placement of these things and how high I want these little piles to go, because I don't know if I want to put something on top of it or if I just want to let it be, let it rest, not worry about it too much. What I do know that I want to fit into this shelf specifically is this right here. I made a little Pinterest board before I started reorganizing the shelves a few weeks ago, just so that I had like a clearer vision of what I wanted for very specific spaces. Not all of it, obviously, because I definitely like books styled a very specific way. However, I definitely took decor ideas from Pinterest because Lord knows I was too lost on that front, let me tell you that much. Tell me this is not like the cutest thing you have ever seen. Look at it! Right there! Doesn't that look the cutest? I feel like that's a good spot, honestly, because that's like the middle of the actual shelf. And then I'll just keep putting things in there, and it's like a little, you know, it zhuzhes it up just a little bit. I do want to separate my Emily Henry books a little bit. Oh, this segue into like, oh, you know what? Ooh, okay. I may just do this so that I can do this, because I feel this, oh, I love that. See, my color theory self just loves doing this crap. I love this, like the segue into orange to then this to then green to then whatever else. Oh, I think this is cute. I like that a lot. And then I'm just gonna keep on layering these. Now I gotta find something to put over here. Oh, that just brought me a lot of joy. Ah, look at it. Oh, that's good with the flowers. Oh, that's gonna look amazing. I love. Several things have happened since the last time we chatted as I was doing this shelf. Also known as a lot of fantasy has made its way into the shelves. I love doing the fantasy shelves first, as in like the complete shelves, just because it's a lot easier for me to arrange. And while I have a couple more fantasies to place around these shelves, honestly, not a whole lot for it to take too much space. And this is how we're looking at the moment. We have got YA fantasy up here. We have got adult fantasy down here. We have got The Way of Kings and the Stormlight Archive over on this corner here, with Magnolia Parks up here. Got some other romances down here, and also the Book of the Month books. I'll show you them later because they're more toward the bottom, as in like the ones that I've already read. Up here, which I did show you as I was placing them. On the top shelf, I did a few classics that I've also read. And then over on this side, I've got a few of my favorite shelves too. We have got manga right here with some of my favorites, but also I thought about color pattern, and I thought about something that was more pastel, something that would be eye-catching if I were to like film over here. I do feel like it's something that demands to be seen, like the pastels going into like the purples and stuff. I also think it's a great contrast because, as you can see, the fantasy books tend to be pretty neutral, so I think throwing that in there, followed by the middle grade shelf at the top that is also quite colorful, going into sprayed edges up here, going into this romance shelf as well, I think it does a really great job at livening up the bookshelves, just so that it's not the same colors over and over. Because if there's something that fantasy books are going to do, is that they're going to have the same colors over and over again. All of them are red, white, blue, black. Honestly, it's like publishers don't know any other colors, and two of those are not even colors. Drives me crazy. So I feel like this does a great job at balancing everything out. I still have loads of books to get through. We still have this much bookage. Reason why I'm so concerned, I actually don't know if the way that I am rearranging shelves is going to make everything fit. That is my biggest concern at the moment, because I still have, that generally looks like 160 books, maybe less than that, I don't know. But I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wait, it's actually not that bad. 12 shelves, 160 books. The only things I am missing, I have got some literary fiction and romance left over, got some middle grade left over, as well as some adult fantasy left over. Haven't even touched YA fantasy or YA fiction, so those are going to be interesting to put around the shelves. And then I have got some graphic novels left over, and then the thrillers and horrors, which I do believe it shouldn't be that many. Let's get crack-a-lackin' and see how far we can get today, because I feel at the rate I am going, I may be able to at least place everything on the shelves today. I have to say it. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with how things are looking right now. I have placed all of my read books onto the shelves, and I think what I'm most surprised at is the fact that I've got a lot more available shelves than I thought. So as I previously discussed with you guys, I have got this entire shelf right here, which I'm going to make again, the TBR shelf, completely empty. Then the one in the corner is completely empty. Surprisingly though, all of the bottom shelves, save for this shelf right here, are available too. So I've got 2 extra big ones, which I was not anticipating, and then another smaller shelf also available, just in case this and the one on the other corner don't suffice for my physical TBR. And just based on the hour, I'm vibing. I think I'm gonna start placing my unread books. I don't know what system I want for this. I don't think there's like a a smart system for this, I don't think, save maybe genre and age group again. Don't know that I'm gonna be displaying too many unread books, also because again, I think I'm gonna have to be very practical with my space, but I'm genuinely surprised because with the amount of books spacing out, with the amount of books displayed, I thought I was not gonna have enough space to place everything, but I think I've got ample space still to add to my read shelves accordingly. Like, I love this. And all of the top part of the bookshelves, it's also empty for now. I think what I'm gonna do, especially because I don't want to utilize like an entire bottom shelf for them, I think I'm going to grab my Cassandra Clare books, which I don't really talk about very often, and I'm just going to put them all up there because it's been so long since I've read them. I read them when I was in middle school, and at this point in time, I'm not recommending like City of Bones all the time. I'm not recommending The Last Hours. Haven't even finished that series, and so I think the Cassandra Clare books that I do care for do have a space on the shelf, so the Dark Artifices, so I can reach for those because I do want to do a reread at some point. So those are, you know, within reach for me. And then I do have some special editions. Let me show them to you. These are stunning. I can't remember if this was Illumicrate or Fairy Loot. I feel like these were the Illumicrate ones, but I've got these editions of The Last Hours. So if I did ever want to read Chain of Thorns, I could either grab my, you know, regular copy, which would be up there, or I could just grab the special edition, but everything else I can just put up there. And then all of my annotated SJM books I'm also going to put up there. Let's just start doing this thing and figuring this out, because I think my most strategic thing I'm gonna have to do is put the books that I am going to reach for the most in actual reach to me, because I'm short, so the books up here are harder to reach, so I want to make sure that they're like within that within that distance, you know? Just grab and go. Welcome to the corner, friends. So, Love Magnolia Park's in the background. It's doing its thing. I have one exact book stand left. I don't know what to do with this. I don't know if I should grab another one of the books I've got over here and putting one on display maybe. I've got no idea. This doesn't fit. I don't know why I didn't think about the fact that not every book would fit this width. And it did ask me what width I wanted. I thought that would be enough, but apparently not for Mathicum's Strange the Dreamer. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I am gonna figure it out. Maybe I'll put like one book on display on the TBR shelf, just right there. And everything else will just chill out. Maybe that's a good plan. I've got no idea. So again, I think my best course of action is to grab these two maybe, and we'll work around that as my fantasy shelves. I feel like that would be smart just because I reach for those quite often. Maybe this can be romance. I did make a read it or unhaul jar, so I feel like this is going to be really helpful to run through all of this shelving right here. And I made this with the sole purpose to actually run through my physical TBR. I don't know with what frequency I'm going to be making the read it or unhaul it videos, but they're coming. Definitely going to be making those. Now, also, the question is, where do I want to put this jar? Should I put it with like Magnolia Parks and just like let the jar chill like here, maybe? Yeah, it looks wrong. Maybe down here with a, oh, that's cute. With the Discovery of Witches down there because there's nothing there. Wait, I like that. Oh, I like that a lot. And then I can just like put a little something here to kind of like fill up the space. I like that quite a bit. Walking room, friends. I can finally walk around in the office without stumbling on books and dropping books and misreading books, because the office had virtually no walking space, but every single book, read and unread, is already on the shelf. This is what the shelves are looking like right now. I ended up taking about 15 shelves between the skinny billies and the regular billies for all of my unread books. So every single nook and cranny has got a book at the moment, but I am pleasantly surprised to see that even if I do have books spacing out much more than I did before reorganizing and maybe organizing books a little bit different, everything managed to fit in. I didn't have to hide books or do any crazy somersaults to make everything go on the shelf. So I am so happy about this. The only shelf that I've been kind of changing and trying to figure out what I want it to look like is the Magnolia Parks shelf. I simply cannot figure this one out. I feel like it's too empty, but at the same time, I do like how it looks. I feel like the solution here is going to be grabbing that fake plant I showed you in the beginning that I did get and maybe putting that inside an Illumicrate pot, like the displayable ones, the collectibles. I do have a red one. Maybe putting that in that corner could be good. And then we've got a hanging plant trying to fill up that space, because otherwise I really don't know what to do with that little empty corner in there. But other than that, space-wise, everything fit in perfectly, which I'm very happy about. And now the thing that I've got to get done is actually decorating, which means I need to make all of the Legos I got, need to make the little crochet friends. See, for the crochet friends, because I've never done it before, I don't know that I'm gonna make it in this video, but I will for sure make them because I got it for this, and then I'll just place them around the shelves, but I think it'll be too time consuming to figure that out in this video. I'll keep you updated as we go. I definitely am going to carry on tomorrow because it's currently 9 p.m. and I most certainly want to just wash the face, take off the makeup, grab some dinner, and then head into bed. So I feel like that's it for day one of reorganizing the shelf. I certainly did not think I was going to be placing everything back in today, but I am pleasantly surprised at how, I guess, quick the time flew today, and the fact that it wasn't that hard to figure it out in the end. I think the task was so intimidating just because seeing everything on the ground, very overstimulating, but once you get into the process, I do think it's easier to kind of figure it all out. And I am also glad that I decided to do all of my read books first to gauge the space and then fill all of the empty spaces with the unread books. I think the shelves are looking incredible. I may change my mind overnight. You never know if I'll be changing anything tomorrow. I genuinely don't think think so. I feel like as is, it looks good. Like if I were to film here with this as a backspace, I would be happy. I think once I put like all of the, you know, all of the trinkets and stuff in here in the light, I think it's going to grab even more life. I think what I haven't really thought through too well is how I'm going to go about it when I've read the books from my unread shelves. Will I grab them and immediately move them to the read area, or will I keep them over here? I genuinely don't know. I also have been playing with the idea that for all of my unread shelves, once I grab something out of it, put it into my monthly TBR, if I read it, didn't really love it enough to keep it, I'll either be taking that out immediately from my TBR so that I can just, you know, rehome that, or I'll simply turn it around like pages facing out so that I know that book is already read, but it needs to go and it'll be an on-hold book. I feel like I've been toying with that idea more and more as I've thought about the, again, unread read situation. I feel like that also sounds good to me. So things that I'll be figuring out as I go, because again, it's been so long since I reorganized this thing, but I will say it feels so good to have divided the shelves the way I did. It is honestly a breath of fresh air to be able to fully separate my unread books from the rest of it para poder llenarse por los ojos. You know the saying in Spanish, like you have to fill it up through the eyes? I feel like that's what I need to do. I feel like I needed to be able to see all of the unread stuff. I think it also makes it easier for monthly TBRs to be like here, and then some at the bottom. But you know what I mean? Most of it is here, most of it is on the other side. I know where to look, and I think it'll be a lot easier to plan TBRs this way and maybe spot titles that otherwise were getting lost in the grand scheme of the shelves because everything was mixed in before. So for right now, bid you farewell, and I will see you tomorrow when it is time to decorate this thing. It is a new day, friends. Welcome to day 2 of reorganizing my bookshelves. I have slept on this. I have come in and out of the office all day, and I think I'm satisfied. I think I'm incredibly happy with how these look. I don't think anything is going to be moved or changed around. I was doubting it a little bit yesterday because I was telling myself it couldn't be that easy to figure out a system, and yet when I came in this morning I was like, no, this feels right. Like this feels good, and now it's just a matter of decorating. I think I'm going to pull out all of the trinkets first, so all of the things that I already own that I just have to place. I have got mugs and like little book merch items that I think will look amazing, you know, in certain spots and certain shelves around certain books. So I feel like doing that first before I step into 1, building the Legos, and then also 2, placing all of the fairy lights. I feel like that's gonna be good. So let me bring in all of the items and then we can start figuring out where everything goes and how to place everything, because I think I have quite a bit of things to maybe add to the shelves. Some things that I know for sure are going on the shelves. We first have got this Poppy War mug that came in an Illumicrate box years ago, and because I have got the Poppy War, you know, horizontally and stacked up, I feel like this up here is going to be really good. Now what I have to figure out, just because Jade City and the Greenbone Saga is like right next to it, it's like right over there. I have got this plate that came with the set that is also from Illumicrate, and it is from the Twice Lucky Club in Janloon, which is part of the plot. And so I think putting this like right next to the Poppy War mug would look so good. I just don't have how to prop it up. I feel like that's gonna be the problem, because I don't think I have got like a little, you know, a little plate stand. I'd have to get one, I think. And then I have got these little tins, like these book tins, also from Illumicrate, I'm pretty sure, both of them. And maybe I can place these somewhere. Maybe it could be a piece of decor. I feel like this one facing out could be cute, because I don't necessarily love the actual spine of it, but maybe facing out like this. Fake succulent that we're going to place somewhere. I have got one of the Illumicrate pots. This is the Book of the Dead. I feel like this would look really good on the classics shelf with the hanging plant, this one, because this one just has like the little stem and you just place it wherever you want. And maybe that will also cover up the magnolia hole, you know, right there, because I don't have anything else to cover that up. I also have this little London Lego bus that I got when I was in London. I don't know where I'll be putting this, but I can also figure this out. I have got this little Percy Jackson dagger, which is a replica from the actual book series. So I feel like this on the middle grade, but primarily Percy shelf, I feel like it could be really cute. I also have, but I feel like it'd be too much because I'm already gonna have the mug and the plate over here. But I do have this little like Red Rising little like portrait also. I think this was from Illumicrate as well. What do you know? I ran out of battery. Anyways, I'm back. Hello. I feel like I just have to strategically place these things around because I don't feel like every single shelf needs a piece of decor. As long as I put them in places where it makes sense and it does zhuzh up the shelves, I feel like we're gonna be good. Honestly, I've had this stored for so long, I can't even remember what I've saved here. So maybe, oh, it's just pins. Maybe we can, oh my god, this is stunning. What is this from? Oh, from the Night Circus. This is really, really stinking pretty. Maybe we can place some of these enamel pins around the shelves. I have got so many. This is from, I don't even know what this is from, but maybe this is These Violent Delights inspired. We have got these ones for, oh my god, for Jade City. These are so good. I have had these, again, stored for so long that I don't even know what I have in here. We have got a necklace from Crescent City. I feel like we also have to look through here and see maybe from here what I can salvage to maybe place around the shelves as well. Because I feel like pins, especially the bigger ones, are really cute decor. That said, let us start placing everything. I'll give you some aesthetic b-roll of it all. And once I have got some semblance of like updates on where everything has gone, so we still have a little bit to go. All of the lights are on the shelves, friends. This took ages. I'm like literally sweating. This took so much longer than I would even like to admit. I did not think this was going to be so time consuming. I calculated all of the lights and all of the feet exactly right, and I knew that I did, but there was a point where I ran out of wire and I was like, no, this is wrong, because I know I measured this thing with my brother who's a math guy, and we made sure that every number was right and something was not giving. Had to rewire this last portion over on this side for it to actually fit, but it fit perfectly. Literally not a single inch more of wire was left. So this is looking so nice. I feel like it's really providing like the ambience lighting that my office was missing. I feel like this looks so good. I love this a lot. Only thing we are missing at the moment are the Legos. My brain is still very awake, even though it probably shouldn't be, because it's midnight. But I think what I'm going to do is just build the Legos as I watch some YouTube videos and I catch up on things that I have not been able to watch this week, and I'll just give myself like an extra maybe like 45 minutes to build all of the Legos so that we can place those on the shelves and figure out exactly where I'm going to be placing them and figure out exactly where the other two vases are going to be on the shelves. What are these shelves? I feel like this is so different. I mean, I don't feel it, like I know it. This is like so different to what we had before, but I'm like astounded because I didn't think this was gonna be my reality, but it looks so cool, I think, maybe, hopefully. Friends, and just like that, after a couple of days of reorganizing all of the shelves, putting the books out, putting them back in, figuring out a system, figuring out where all of the decor is going, the shelves are done. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a b-roll overview of what the shelves are looking like now. The lights are installed, all of the decor is in, books have been separated into read and unread, and I absolutely love how the shelves are looking. I think it's such a 180 to what I had before. I think the system itself serves the purpose purpose of what I'm trying to do for the next year. So much better than what I had before as well. And I'm just very excited to see how in the coming months these shelves will service that goal I have of running through, if not all of my unread books by the end of 2025, then at least the majority of them. I'm very excited to see what the TBRs look like, with me maybe spotting titles that I wasn't paying attention to before because they're a lot more visible now. And overall, I just think the shelves look amazing. This brings me a lot of joy. Coming in here now every single day is such a different feeling to a couple weeks ago when I was walking into the office and I was just like, oh, the shelves are just there. Now I'm walking in and it's like I'm feeling inspired to film and use this as a background and try different things and again read different books. So everything worked out beautifully, even though it was time consuming because it definitely took a couple days. It definitely was worth the time. So that is it for today, friends. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me reorganize my shelves. If you did, don't forget to give it a massive thumbs up down below and make sure to comment down below how you organize your shelves. Do you separate your read and unread books? Do you have a TBR shelf, a TBR cart? How did you go about creating your system? Does it have a system? Is it just functional and practical, or is there a whole system and vision behind it? Let a girl know down in the comments. And if you reach the end of the video, let us leave some mushrooms in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you want more content like this, make sure to subscribe down below. And I also have a Patreon in case you guys want to support the channel further. That always helps run things smoothly and get equipment, which can often be quite expensive. And it just helps fund back the channel in ways that maybe AdSense cannot. So if you ever want to find a community of like-minded people, join up on sprints and live streams and a Discord server and book clubs, that is always linked down below and it helps the channel a ton. I love you guys so much and I will see you on my next one. Goodbye!